Well, shalom everybody. This is a real quick update on the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, here on the 7th of October 2019, we kept the Day of At-One-Ment. Now, I got to tell you, I can't say I feel better now than I did 10, well, I can say I feel better now than I did 10 years ago. But I can only say I feel as great as I did about 5 years ago, because that's when I stopped being so ill and afflicted with all the things our Heavenly Father was putting on me through His righteous Son, so that I could learn what to eat and what not to eat anymore. And it's why I bake my own bread. But since that fast that we did, I really feel younger. I feel terrific. I'm about to have me some lentil soup, so I figured that I would stop in real quick. The sun is just set here in upstate New York. The time here is 6:46 right now, so actually it's beginning of Friday by Yahweh's way of counting days. Of course, Friday's named after the gods. We don't want to have a discussion on all that stuff. I'm just letting you know that here tonight it's sundown, which is Friday for me. It's probably Thursday where you're at, so let it count, and I'll show you. Here was the 10th day of the new moon. The 7th new moon was on the 7th of October. That was the 10th. Then we got the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th falls here on Friday. Okay, so that's the 14th day. Then at sunset here on the 14th day, just like a regular Sabbath day, is the Feast of Tabernacles beginning. Let's take a look here in Leviticus 23, verse 33 says, Then Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of the 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days of the Father. And you go ahead and read these things. I'm going to try to keep it short, so we'll just skip down a little bit for this feast. Now it says, besides the Sabbaths of Yahweh, besides your gift, besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which you shall give to the Father. It says in verse 39, also on the 15th day of the 7th moon, the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep the feast of Yahweh for 7 days. All right, now we're going to keep it for 7 days, but it comes out a real blessing. In the old days, when they began keeping the laws again after it was put off, they went off Baal worship, which they're still doing today anyway. They came across the law, told them that they were to keep the feast of Passover and Pentecost and Tabernacles and of course Day of Atonement and such, but they had gathered together and was having such a great time during the Feast of Tabernacles at one time that the Father begged them to stay one more day. So here it shows the law was to keep it for 7 days, but then here Leviticus 23:39 toward the end it says, on the first day there shall be a Sabbath day of rest, and on the 8th day a Sabbath rest. So the Sabbath would have been on the 7th day of the feast, but the Father begged for them to stay and enjoy one more day with him. So then now it's transferred to that 8th day, which is a pretty cool way of doing things here, because this here Sabbath, beginning Friday at sundown on the 11th to the 12th at sundown on the 12th. That's the 15th day. The 12th of October is the 15th day of the 7th month. So here we got 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, should count 1, because this is the first day of the feast. That's the first day, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th day falls on the 18th, which is Friday. So it's sunset on Friday through the Sabbath is going to be another high holy Sabbath day. So we've got the 12th, which is the first day of the feast. It's also falling on a regular 7th day Sabbath. And then the 19th here is the 8th day that's to be kept as a Sabbath. So we've got 2 Sabbaths back to back that are going to be for the Feast of Tabernacles. And one other thing I wanted to check here real quick. See, the new moon was also the 28th was on a Sabbath. So the first day of the 7th month, the Feast of Trumpets, was a high holy Sabbath day, just as well as this next Sabbath is going to be a high holy Sabbath day, and when the feast ends, it's going to be a high holy Sabbath day. Some people would say that's kind of prophetic and it may be ushering things in. I pray that it does. I pray that the sealing of the saints will take place. I pray that you say the same. And let's not forget, Friday at sundown starts the Feast of Tabernacles. And if you want to buy gifts and such for your children, because we don't keep Christmas and Easter and all those things, the feast is a time that you should really, really shower your children, let them enjoy the feast. There's nothing better than 7 or 8 days of getting a gift every day, even if it's small. It's really a joyous time we can have for our children. And let's not forget to pray for judgment, my friends. Now, I love y'all, and now you've been updated. I'm going to go have my lentil soup, and I hope this uploads well. With that, we'll see you here at Tabernacles. I'll try to bring something out every day during the Feast of Tabernacles. Just checking in with y'all. Let's not forget each other and keep each other in our prayers. Jenny, if you come over, man, I got some chips and some dips. Love y'all. Shalom.